We here. Hey, what's on your mind? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We back. What's up, Charles? Missed you, bro. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts. Hollering at my boy Charles, man. He been down since day one. He been down since day one, man. Y'all join me. I'm trying to jump on this live real quick, trying to see how it look and all that kind of stuff, man. So what y'all been up to, man? Y'all talk to me. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about the truckers, man. This is a truckers podcast. I also invite everybody else, but I like to get your stories. That's what I started it for, and that's what it's all about, is getting to know you guys. Not about me. It is not about me. 2 weeks ago, we had Miss Lady Flatbed Diva on, and we had a good conversation. We had a really good conversation. One thing we talked about was a subject that came up, and I told her that I was going to try my best, and I want to get a panel together, is the relationships between black male truckers and female truckers. I mean, it's really ridiculous that and I know you have them out there. I know there are some out there, and yeah, I'm jumping right into it. I got some topics on tap. This is a news edition. If you guys want to tap in, go to YouTube. It is Freight Trapping Podcast on YouTube. Catch me over there. If you're on Facebook, catch me over there. Put your questions in. If you want to cam up, if you want to get in and you got something on your mind in the industry, I'll put you on. I'll drop the link. You can come on and we can talk about it. But I do have some things on News Tap. I don't have any interviews tonight. Like I said, this is a trucker podcast. I interview all truckers, dispatchers, anybody in the industry, shippers, because I want to get your opinion, because we're trying to make the relationship between us better. We're trying to make the relationship between us better, right? Everybody think it's not a strain on relationship between truckers. It is. It's still a fine line. It's still a racial divide. Even though you want to think it's not, it is. It's still a racial divide. It's still a gender divide. And the thing about it is, and like I said, me and Flatbed Diva talked about it 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna jump on that and try to get a panel together so we can get some understanding between the genders. Is that every man is not out there to jump in the cab of your truck just because he see a female trucker. Every man is not out there to jump in the back of your truck. There's men out there that are genuinely out there to help you. And so that's what we talked about, and she gave her opinion because women talk to other women, and she's talked to some women, and I'm going to put that together. She's going to get another young lady that's going to be able to join the panel, and I'm going to get 2 more guys that's going to be able to join the panel, and we're going to voice our opinions, and we're going to try to see if we can get those relationships mended. But you know, my thing about that is this. I posted a video on my TikTok last week, right? And it was a gentleman that we were all waiting. The warehouse we were at, it's already tight, right? It's tight. You got trucks coming in, trucks going out. You got LTL, you got over the road, you got containers, and we all in there trying to get loaded and get out of there, right? Which I work about an hour, so I'm trying to get in and get out, but I'm not in this much rush as a LTL guy, because he's trying to get back on the road, right? And I do understand that. But you have an area, and I posted a video on my TikTok. It's the Freight Trapping Podcast on TikTok. Go check us out. I posted a video on my TikTok, and I told the guy, I say, hey, man, you're not going to make it. I say, you can go down there, turn around, go back out, and come back in. I say, but you're not going to make this jackknife that you're trying to do. And if you hit my truck, it ain't going to be pretty. So he went in, did whatever he needed to do, came back out, and he decided to try to jackknife anyway. He didn't want to he didn't want to take the long route around. He didn't want to do what was going to give him the least headache, but it was probably going to take him the longest to do, which was go down to the end and just turn around and come back out. Now, he wanted to turn around right there in front of me. See, some of y'all don't understand that these are just clips. These are just quick explanations of what we see on the road, or what we see a problem is, or when we come across a super trucker, what we call super truckers, which means that there's nothing I can't do. I can do anything. There's no problem too big. I know everything. I know how to fix your truck. I know how to move your tandems. I know where everything at. That's a super truck. So I told him, I said, hey man, you can't, don't try to jackknife right. You don't have enough room. But being the super trucker that he is, he did it anyway. And I videoed him. Because you was a dodo. Just because you don't think you can't take advice from another trucker. And see, that's the problem when I say relationship. That's the problem when I say, you know, you got super truckers out here who think that they know everything. That's why I really don't, sometimes I don't even say nothing to nobody. Because I know I'm not too big that if I got an issue or if I got a problem or if somebody sees something wrong with my truck and they say something to me, man, I ain't that dude, man. Don't say I know. Don't say no, I know. Yeah, well, I'm good. That ain't none of me. Dude, give me some advice and say, hey, man, I think I just came down from the way, and the way your back axle, your tires looking, they pulling people in, and I just want you to know your tires bald in one spot. And we all know that if your tires bald in one spot, they gonna shut you down and make you change it. I'm not too big for people to tell me that. Yeah, and this gonna be one of them episodes where, or one of them broadcasts where I just sit here and talk, cause I ain't got nobody to interview or tell their story. So I told him, man, you can't jackknife. Don't do that. You're gonna hit my truck. You might hit somebody else's truck. You might tear your truck up. Lo and behold, he went on and jackknife. Tried to get out of y'all. Y'all can look at the video. And I recorded it. And see, the thing about it is, I don't do a lot of recording. I don't do a lot of posting on these media. This is my media. This is where I do my posting. This is where I play videos. And this is where, and I don't do a lot of that on here. Because I would rather for you to come on and tell your story. And what you've been through in trucking and what you've encountered and how you've got out of sticky situations and what you want to see better in trucking, what you want to see better over the road, what you want to see better as a businessman, what you're looking for as a businessman, what you're looking for in a trucker. This is what I do. This is why I talk to people. Anyway, he went on and tried to jackknife and tore his fairing off on his cab. Tore it up. But people got on there and was saying, why not just get out and help him? Why not just be a good human? Why not just, be a good trucker and get out and help him? See, y'all don't see the backside of videos because it's only 3 minutes. Y'all don't see all of the videos because you don't post all of the video. See, I know what he's doing. He's just trying to do this for clicks and likes. And, bruh, I don't do nothing for clicks and likes. Clicks and likes ain't gonna pay my bills. Clicks and likes ain't gonna keep my family fed. Clicks and likes are not going to be there forever. So I don't do nothing for clicks and likes. I don't do nothing for followers. If they come, they come. I'm cool where I am. I'm cool where I am. And we getting better. See, people don't realize that just because they don't see or hear you grow don't mean that you're not growing. Like I always say, just like that big oak tree. You don't never see or hear a tree grow, but it's growing every day. Not at your pace, at its own pace, but it's always growing. And the tree got rings when you cut a tree down or when it's time to be cut down. The inside rings on the tree tell you how long it's been growing. And it's growing from there. And you can't tell how we back. I don't know why my computer do that, man. I do not know why. I don't know why my computer does that. But we froze up for a minute. But I'm back. So what I was saying was, guy didn't want to listen. He tore his fairing up. And at the end of the day, I don't do this for clicks, likes, and views. I love it. If I get it, I get it. But I'm strictly here to talk, give information, get your story, get your ups and downs in the industry, and try to mend some of the relationships that we have with each other. That's what I'm here for. And if you got anybody that's in the transportation industry that would love to come on and talk or whatever, tell them all the information is in the bio. Click the bio, click the community section, man. Email us, and we'll send you the calendar, and we get you set up. Right? Okay. So let's get into, like I told you, this is gonna be a news edition because I don't have an interview today. So y'all get a chance to just hear me ramble and talk like I always do, like my mom, like they tell me I talk too much. So y'all get a chance to hear me do my thing. Let's go. So here we are. August 21st through the 27th, CVSA, the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, will conduct its annual Brake Safety Check Week. Man, get y'all brakes in order. Get your brakes in order. Brake-related violations comprise the largest percentage of out of service. Why? Because if you can't stop 80,000 pounds, it's a problem. If you cannot stop 80,000 pounds, it's a problem. And so let me say this. While we're talking about brakes, let me bring this up. My condolences, my heart, my prayers. Man, I can't imagine. On Friday, a family lost their 2-year-old son due to the fact that a cement truck went over the beltway at Wallaceville. Was it Wallaceville in the beltway? And when it went over the overpass, breaking the concrete barrier, it landed on top of an SUV. The miracle is that all 4 occupants of the vehicle was not killed, but one 22-month-old baby boy lost his life. And you just never know what's gonna happen when you leave your front door and go into them streets and things happen. To the mother, to the grandmother that were in their vehicle, they survived. My thought and prayers, I pray for your healing, not only physically but mentally and spiritually. And then his twin sister was in there with him. She survived. I pray for that little girl to grow up healthy and not scarred from this. Things like this just make you reflect on your career and what you do and how safety sensitive it is. And what I'm about to say doesn't mean that the young lady who was driving that commercial vehicle was doing this. It's just that I see it so many times, and then sometimes I get caught up in it. And I have to pull back and say, hold on, it ain't that important. Slow down, back off. It was raining hard in spots on Friday. Young lady was driving a cement truck, and the story is, this is not facts from me, this is hearsay. The story is that she told, and it's amazing that she survived. Any fall from an overpass and you're in a 65,000 pound, 80,000 pound cement truck, I think they weigh 65. I'm not for sure. And you fall off over the overpass. It's amazing that she walked away. I don't have any doubt that she got some bumps and bruises, but she still has a life. The story is that she just lost control because it was raining hard. And as you know, if you've ever hydroplaned in the rain, you have no control over your steering, over your braking, or which way that vehicle's going to go. And the weight of the vehicle, and if you know what about a cement truck, it's not symmetrical. It's not centered. It's not, I don't care how you put it, it's not. You got a cone that's sitting up at an angle like this. And so once you start tipping or anything, because it's not centered, it's gonna move. I don't know if she was loaded. I don't know if she was unloaded. In a cement vehicle like that, it doesn't matter, because once you start tipping, and once she hit that barrier, the barrier probably stopped the truck itself. But once that back end, that big barrel on the back end, once that barrel started tipping, it was no way to stop it. And that's what she said. She said she just lost control in the rain and she tipped over. Unfortunately, her life, the family life, will never be the same after that. And I just thought about my children, my family, being out, you know, and it could have been any kind of car. It could have been, it just so happened it was a cement truck. It could have been a regular four-wheeler that went over the top and did that. But at the end of the day, my whole point is this, man, you know, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying this is what happened. Man, slow down and be careful in inclement weather. Slow down and be careful, man. Slow down and be careful. Because I promise you, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. I brought that up, like I said, I put a pin in the in what we was talking about, because it goes along with the brake check. During the brake check portion of a vehicle inspection, inspectors will look for missing, non-functioning, loose, contaminated, or cracked parts on the brake system, and non-manufactured holes, such as rust holes and holes created by rubbing or friction, and broken springs in the spring brake housing section of the parking brake. They will listen for audible air leaks around brake components and lines, and ensure the air system maintains air pressure between 90 and 100 psi. Inspectors will also check for S-cam flip over and measure push rod travel. They will check that slack adjusters are the same length and the air chambers on each axle are the same size. So, man, in the wake of everything that we've had, I think this year we've probably broken the record for major accidents. And when I mean major accidents, I mean that someone has lost a life in the wake of a commercial vehicle accident. So I need you guys to tighten up. August 21st through the 27th is about 2 weeks away, maybe a week after next week. 2 weeks away. Get your brakes tight. Get your S-cams. Measure your push rods. Get your slack adjusters together. If you need to change them brake chambers, change your brake chambers. Check the depth of your tires. This is the time to just get everything done that you need to be done. Because ain't nothing like sitting on the side of the road, put out of service, and you got to get something changed on the road. Check your airlines. Make sure your airlines don't have any cracks in them. If you have covers on your if you have covers on your airlines and they're the plastic covers, if they are cracked, if they are worn, most of them are weather worn. Those things do get weather worn. They are not rubber. They are plastic. If you've been rolling with them, hey, check this out. Go ahead and change them, because if they touch them and they crumble and they fall off, they are considered a crack. I promise you. I've been through it, done it. They are considered a crack because they are considered protective coating for the actual airline. So they are part of the airline. If you need to change them, change them. If you need to put new ones over them, put new ones on. I know it's a headache. But it's a bigger headache sitting at a weight scale and you can't move. If you don't have the funds to get your stuff fixed right now, maybe it's just the week you go on vacation. Maybe this is the week you go on vacation. But you still got to get it fixed. Alright, August 21st through the 27th is brake check week. Remember that. Get your brakes checked. Let's go. Now, let me do a little update on the smuggling that left 53 immigrants dead. They calling him the mastermind behind this. Because you always got to have somebody behind the scenes that go out there and try to get these truckers to... And bro, if you could see his mugshot, this dude up there sleep. Big boy sleep. Big boy sleep, man. Let me see if I can move this. I don't think I can, though. Nope. I don't think I can. I can't move it. Dude, sleep in his mugshot. It says the alleged mastermind behind the plot to smuggle a truckload of immigrants into the U.S. that left 53 people dead pleaded not guilty on Thursday. 28-year-old Kristen Martinez appeared in court for 10 minutes on Thursday, August the 4th, to plead not guilty to charges of conspiring to transport immigrants illegally, resulting in death. Martinez is linked to Homero Zamorano Jr., who is believed to have been the driver in the incident, which is considered the deadliest known smuggling attempt in modern history of the United States. If convicted, the conspiring to transport migrants illegally, resulting in death, Martinez could face life in prison or the death penalty. Man, all I can say is, bro, human life is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I know it's not worth it, bro. I can tell you guys that, but see, people get in this game, in this trucking industry, and it's a hustle for them. See, it's not worth it to me because it's not a hustle. This is my career. This is the way I feed my family. This is the way I pay bills. This is the way I make sure that my kids can have a brighter future than me. This is the way, you know, I get up and go get it. I got other ways, but trucking is my career. I got other jobs, but trucking is my career. A lot of people get in here, and all trucking is to them is another hustle, another way that they can try and make good on the hustle. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, I really don't have no love for nobody who take my career as a hustle. And you can see them, you know them, and see they know who to approach, and they know who not to approach. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. You know. That's just the way it is. So man, y'all don't handle that, man. Y'all don't do that. Just let them have it. Just let them have it. You know what I'm saying? Just let them have it. Oh man, I wish I could show y'all this video. Here go another brake check story. Man dead, child injured after tires. His duals came off of a truck in Texas. The Harris County Sheriff Office is investigating a fatal traffic incident that occurred near Louetta on Thursday afternoon. Louetta, Texas, I ain't know. The incident occurred around 1:35 p.m. on August the 4th. According to Harris County Sheriff Department, an 18-wheeler was southbound in the 2500 block of North Freeway when the two tires on the left side middle tandem axle came off the truck and rolled uncontrollably in the main lanes of the North Freeway. Now, I don't know what that is. His axle could have broke. 9 times out of 10, when your axle breaks, then you have nothing to hold it together. The lug nuts doesn't even matter when your axle breaks. When your axle breaks, nothing matters. Those duals, because they are moving so fast, I've had it done to me, but I was on back roads. And that's a scary thing when those duals come off. Man. Wow. Even when I'm in my personal truck and I'm rolling past an 18-wheeler, I'm getting by them because you never know what may go wrong with that truck. He may have a blowout. Anything can happen. But see, that's why I keep saying, man, yeah, people don't understand how safety sensitive this industry is. For us to get behind that wheel and move commodity from city to city, it's a lot that we have to do as truckers. It's a lot we have to do. Then it's a lot when we sign those bill of lading, papers, and that pre-trip inspection and that post-trip inspection. We are saying that we are taking on the responsibility of saying that everything on the truck is in working condition and it's okay to move up and down the interstate. And for something like that to happen, you don't understand how that messes with our mind. Something simple as forgetting to unhook your airlines when you're dropping a trailer, and all of a sudden you hear a big old pop on the back of your cab because your airlines then popped the back of your cab because you forgot to unhook them. Man, that sound, when you get ready to unhook, you're double and triple checking because you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that sound behind your cab. To know that you're rolling down the highway and you lose your dual tires, and they've hurt somebody, they've killed somebody, they've caused somebody some damage. That's us saying that, hey, I took responsibility for saying it was okay. We have to pay for that. We not pay for that, but we have to be responsible for that. It ain't no way for me to say, oh no, no man, that's my truck. And then when it hurts somebody, when it kills somebody, when it takes somebody away from their loved ones, man, do you understand? People don't understand the mental strain of us as truckers. We have to drive for the load. We have to drive for other drivers. We have to drive for us. We have to make sure paperwork is right. We have to make sure. It's a lot that goes on, and people just think, that we jump in the truck and just move. That we the assholes. That we the assholes because we in a big truck holding them up. Ain't nobody ever said, I ain't gonna say ever say it, but every time you get on the news, every time you hear something from a trucking lawyer, every time you hear something, the first thing they want to do is blame us. Even if we're not at fault, they blame us. Their family, I don't know if a life was lost. It say fatal. So when you say fatal, that means a life was lost. That's the last thing that we as truckers want our vehicle to do, is take somebody's life. And then people talk to us like we don't give a damn. Man, we have families too. They drive up and down the interstate just like we do. Just like the family that was in it. Just like we don't want nobody to have to go to the hospital to see their loved one. Or worse, to have to bury their loved one. Nobody wants that to happen. So please stop thinking that we do. We don't. We do not want that. We have families. We have children. We have mothers, sisters, brothers. We have wives. We don't want that. So I'm telling y'all, man, brake check week is coming up the 21st through the 27th. Get your brakes checked. Check your brake chambers. Check your brake slackers. Check your axles. Make sure you got oil in your axles. Make sure all of that, man. Because this is that was a day apart. Man, the 2-year-old lost his life, and then somebody else lost their life on 45 because a driver's axle came off his truck or his trailer, and smashed into somebody's car. I'm going to ask you guys this. As you driving your four-wheelers, man, please, get out the way. Don't drive in the blind spot. Don't sit there and ride on the side of them if you have the opportunity to go ahead and pass him up. If you can't pass him, get off the gas and get from on the side of him, because you never know what that driver's doing. You never know. just give the truck some space. If you can't get by him, you can't go around him, back off. Because I would rather see you go home to your family than for him to be stuck in an accident and you be hurt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We as truck drivers, we as professional truck drivers, because you got assholes out there that's behind the wheel. Don't get it twisted. I've done stories on plenty of them. But for those of us who are professional drivers, who look out for you, who mean you no harm, who want you to go back home the way you left, and we are trying to get back home the way we left. We are out here looking, watching for you, and making sure that we're doing everything to make sure that we don't get in an accident with you and hurt you, and you don't get in an accident with us. Because we moving and we're trying to deliver something that you may need. Hey man, this has been another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I've talked to you guys long enough. I just really want to make sure I stress that 21st through the 27th, brake check week. Get your brakes checked. Get your brakes checked. Make sure when you get on that highway that your airlines are good and everything is moving good. It's doing fine. Hey man, this has been another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I have been your host, Mr. James Roberts. Hey man, you guys have a good week. If I hear something important, I'll be back and drop it on you guys. But until then, look for another interview next Sunday, and we'll see you next week. Peace.